Good morning, all. So today is the third class for transmission lines. That is the fifth module. In the last class, we have seen what is a transmission line, what are the applications, that means the theoretical things. Then we derived the equation for transmission line and then also found out the solution to that. So solution means there is no need of going into the mathematical concept. You can directly write by using differential equation concept. We'll get the solution. So in today's class, we will see what is a characteristic impedance and then what happens to these values, that is characteristic impedance, then the attenuation constant, all these things, what happens in case of a lossless line and distortionless line. Okay, let's see. So last class, we have seen the transmission line equation. So what were the transmission line equations? We derived it like dou square V by dou Z square is equal to gamma square into V. Similarly, for current, it will be dou square I by dou Z square is equal to gamma square into I. So these two equations we derived. This is very important examination point of view. This is a very typical derivation that they ask in university exam. So understand and study, and you can from the equation by using differential equations, we will get the solution. So this is the solution for equation. So it is, we understood that the physical meaning is incident wave. One will be the incident wave propagating along the positive Z direction, and other one is the reflected wave propagating along the negative Z direction. So all these things we have seen. Now moving ahead, we'll differentiate the above equations. So dV by dZ is equal to minus gamma. So this is gamma only, minus, because gamma and V, they are looking alike. So it is gamma minus gamma into V e raised to minus gamma Z plus gamma into e raised to gamma Z into V minus. That is incident wave and reflected wave. We are differentiating with respect to Z. And what is Z? Z is the direction along which the wave is propagating in the transmission line. Okay. And we got it like, and dV by dZ we can substitute. So we have an equation dV by dZ is equal to minus R plus j omega L into I of Z. We have derived it while deriving the transmission line equation. That is how the wave is being propagated in the transmission line. When we derived that in the last class, we have come across this equation and we have substituted that equation here. That is minus R plus j omega L into I of Z is equal to minus gamma into same equation here. We substituted and we'll find an expression for I of Z. So I of Z is equal to root of R plus j omega L into G plus j omega. So how does this term come? This term comes from gamma, because we have gamma common in both the terms. So gamma we will take common, and gamma is root of R plus j omega L into G plus j omega C. This also we have seen in the last derivation. So that's why I told you the last class is very important when you move on to study characteristic impedance. Okay, so again V plus e raised to minus gamma Z into same way. Then this complete term we are replacing by 1 by Z naught, and same way V plus into e raised to minus gamma Z minus V minus into e raised to gamma Z, where Z naught, so R plus j omega L, one time you can cancel, so this will be root again, where Z naught is equal to root of R plus j omega L by G plus j omega C. So you know R, L, G and C. In the introductory class, we have seen that they are the transmission line constants, right? So this is so Z naught is what we call as characteristic impedance, which is root of R plus j omega L divided by G plus j omega C. So now you know how to derive. So normally a question comes, what is characteristic impedance, and then what is the physical significance of these things? So you can write, a student who has studied this fifth module, that is transmission line, he know that there is a transmission line equation and there is a solution to that. And when we take another derivative of that and then resubstitute, you will get the characteristic. So that is a mathematical calculation. So what is the physical significance? So one more thing I want to say, Z naught, we can write Z naught as Z naught is equal to R naught plus JX naught, right? So impedance is equal to resistance plus reactance, and that is equal to root of R plus j omega L by G plus j omega. So this is resistive. I have written here resistive, and this is the reactive part. So the normal equation has both the resistive and reactive part. And now we will see what happens to these things when it is a lossless line and then a distortionless line. Okay, so now characteristic impedance we can define as, I'll take another color, ratio of voltage and current at any distance for an infinitely long line is independent of length, right? So ratio of voltage and current at any distance for an infinitely long line is independent of length, and that is what we call as characteristic impedance. Okay, so sometimes we also say that positive voltage also, like that we say, that is Z0 of the line is the ratio of positively traveling voltage wave to the current wave at any point. So positively traveling voltage wave to the current wave at any point on the line. So that's how we derive this. So this is Z0 characteristic impedance. Now we have seen that Z0 is equal to root of R plus j omega L divided by G plus j omega C. That is, Z0 depends upon R, L, G, and C. So R, L, G, and C, they are called the primary constants. So primary is that how this is a simple for primary. So if you're not familiar with that, so primary constants, or you can call it primary characteristics, or you can even call them line parameters. We have already seen this in the introductory section. And then we have also now came across two more terms, that is characteristic impedance, which you have learned now, and then the value of gamma. So Z0 and gamma, they are called secondary constants. So gamma is familiar for you. So Z0 and gamma, they are called the secondary constants, that is characteristic impedance as well as the propagation constant. So characteristic impedance is Z0 and gamma is the propagation constant. So we can see that for a uniform transmission, so it's a uniform transmission line means Z0 and gamma are constant, and they are actually complex valued functions of the primary constant. So R, L, G, C, when you arrange in different, you can see that Z0 means it's a complex valued function of R, L, G, and C. And similarly, gamma also you have seen in the previous, gamma is equal to root of R plus j omega L into G plus, you have seen that. So that's also complex valued function. So you can write gamma is equal to alpha plus j beta, we already see, and then we can find out general term alpha is equal. So this actually, this derivation is not required, but that you can just understand that alpha and beta for a uniform transmission line, this will be the expression. So this much only is required, or even it is enough that you study up to here, and this equation also you can ignore, but this is how you get it. This is the equation that you get for general term. This is the equation that we get. And now we will see for a lossless line what is going to happen. A transmission line is said to be lossless if the conductors of the line are perfect, that is, they're having infinite conductivity, that is conductors, and the dielectric medium separating them is lossless. That is, sigma is equal to 0. So here we say R equal to 0 and G equal to 0 for a lossless line. So again, we can derive it. What does that say? A transmission line is said to be lossless if the conductor is a perfect conductor, that is infinite conductivity, and the dielectric medium separating them is lossless, that is their sigma is equal to 0. And you know that propagation constant gamma is equal to root of R plus j omega L into G plus j omega C. We have already seen this. Where here, but in case of a lossless line, R equal to 0 and G equal to 0. So you can R and G you can avoid, and we can write gamma is equal to root of j omega L into j omega C, where we can again write j omega into root of LC. So here you can see that the resistive part, j omega gamma is equal to j omega and the root of L. The resistive part is not there. So, but we know that alpha is equal to gamma is equal to alpha plus j beta, or resistive part, or the real part you can say. So only the imaginary part is there for the propagation constant. So gamma is equal to alpha plus j beta. So by equating the real and imaginary part, so comparing the real and imaginary part, we can say alpha is equal to 0 and beta is equal to omega into root LC for a lossless line, right? Because how you got that? Gamma is equal to j omega and root of LC, but we know that gamma is equal to alpha plus j beta, comparing alpha equal to 0, beta is equal to omega into root LC. Okay, so that much we got. Very important result, because we will be solving a lot of numerical problems going ahead. And we know that characteristic impedance Z0 is equal to root of R plus j omega L divided by G plus j omega C. And for a lossless line, R and G are 0. For a lossless line, R is equal to 0, G equal to 0. Then Z0 is equal to root of j omega L by j omega. So finally, what you get? You get root of L by C. So root of L by C means, what does that mean? There is no imaginary part, only a real part. So you can say that, you know that Z0 is equal to R0 plus JX0. But in this expression, X0 is equal to 0. You can cancel, which makes Z0 is equal to R0, that is resistive. And phase velocity, you can write your phase velocity is equal to 1 by root LC. Okay, same way you can calculate. That is, by omega you will get 1 by root LC. Then these are the results that we have just obtained. I will just summarize. So attenuation constant alpha is equal to 0. This is for a lossless line. Very important, for a lossless line. So attenuation constant alpha equal to 0. Phase constant beta is equal to omega into root LC. Phase velocity, that is omega by beta, that is 1 by root LC. And characteristic impedance Z0 is equal to root of L by C, that is equal to R0, and we can say resistive. So you know why we say it resistive. Okay, now going to the second case, that is the distortionless line. So a distortionless line is one in which the attenuation constant alpha. So we are talking about alpha and beta. For a lossless line, alpha was 0, beta is equal to root of omega LC. But for a distortionless line, alpha is frequency independent, while phase constant beta is linearly dependent on frequency. So alpha is there is one alpha which is frequency, that is attenuation constant and phase constant. So alpha is attenuation constant is frequency independent, and phase constant is frequency dependent, linearly dependent. So from general expression for alpha and beta, you know general expression, gamma is equal to alpha plus j beta, which is equal to root of R plus j omega L into G plus j omega C. So for a distortionless line, the primary constant R, L, C, and G, they have a relation, that is R by L is equal to G by C. So the lossless line, I have given you the detailed steps in detail, all the steps I have given, but distortionless line, similarly only you can write. So what we get the same, we substitute these relationship into the equation of gamma. So gamma is equal to root of Rg into 1 plus j omega by L by R into 1 plus j omega C by G. Then root of Rg you take common, and you get it like root of Rg into 1 plus j omega C by G, which is equal to alpha plus j beta. Here alpha is not equal to 0. Here alpha is equal to root of Rg. And beta is equal to omega into root of LC. So this is for a distortionless line. So beta is equal to omega. So what is the result? Alpha does not depend upon frequency, and beta is linearly depending upon frequency. Frequency omega. Okay, you got it. Now we will just conclude. So for characteristic impedance, we can write Z0 is equal to root of, so on that same equation we again substitute. So we get it root of R by G, which is equal to root of L by C. And you know that Z0 is equal to R0 plus JX0. So where we can write here also there is no imaginary part. So R0 is equal to root of R by G is equal to root of L by C, and X0 is equal to 0. And frequency also you can get it like 1 by root LC. And this is for a distortionless line. Distortionless line means you know the relation. What is it? R by L is equal to G by C. Distortionless line, R by L is equal to G by C. So how you get R by L is equal to G by C? So conclusion is phase velocity is independent of frequency, right? Phase velocity is independent of frequency. Why? Because beta is depending upon frequency. So numerator and denominator depending upon frequency means we can cancel out. So mu is 1 by root LC independent of frequency because phase constant beta linearly depends upon beta. So I have written here. And but mu and Z naught are same as that for lossless line. Z naught and mu, the value is same 1 by root LC and root LC. They are same for lossless line and distortions line. So we can also say one more conclusion. A lossless line is also a distortionless line, but a distortionless line is not necessarily lossless. Okay, the reverse cannot happen. So we'll just see. I will just summarize what all things we have seen in this this session. So we have started with what is characteristic impedance. We have derived that from the equation which we have derived in the previous class. So those who have attended the class, watch the previous video, then come to here. Then by differentiating above equation, we will get an expression for characteristic impedance Z naught, which is equal to R naught plus JX naught. But here we realize that, yeah, but go and we can define characteristic impedance. Ratio of voltage and current at any distance for an infinitely long line is independent of the length. And that ratio is what we call characteristic impedance. So this way also you can summarize, like for a general uniform transmission line, this is the value of alpha and beta. But when it comes to a lossless line, R is equal to 0 and G is equal to 0, then you obtain alpha is equal to 0 and beta is equal to omega and root LC, and characteristic impedance also root LC, where there is no, sorry, there is, here I made a mistake. It has a real part. No, it has a real part and no reactive part, right? No reactive part. And then going ahead, we have attenuation constant alpha, then phase constant, phase velocity, characteristic impedance. This is what we have seen. Then for a distortions line also, you found out what is alpha and beta, and you found out the relation also, which is depending on frequency, and one is independent of frequency. That's all. So next class, we will move on to scanting wave ratio and other concepts. So this is a continuous process. So all step by step, you can learn everything. Thank you.